Like I say, I mean, personally, I'd say it's pretty ambitious. Trying to outlive 100 trillion-year-old creator of stars and planets and civilizations, creator of the 1.5s, exoskeletons, and so many others. So, personally, I would say JFK and Jimmy Carter, and even Godney or Rick Bash. I was like, you know what? That's ambitious. Trying to outlive, outexist the namer of America, creator of the American government, person who set down the Constitution, or whatever, and also declared America's independence, and also invented flight, triple expansion steam, owner of the Ellis shipyard on Ellis Island. So personally, like I said, when they killed me or grabbed me or whatever, I was like, trying to outlive the great legendary Lucifer Star. That's ambitious. I mean, it's really ambitious. Actually, kind of impressive, really. Like, I'm surprised they even tried. And the American government or the White House trying to say that they had access to White Star Line money or White Star Line technology. It's ambitious. It's like, dude, you're not LS. You're not Lucifer Star. You're not. You're not the creator. You have nothing to do with the creator. I'm the creator, and I'm the Lucifer Star. Middle name Ellis. So, yeah. Why don't you stop lying? Like Brian. No, I'm not lying. Like I said, I'm Brian. Well, I'm Lucifer Star. I'm Citizen Brian. Okay? Citizen Brian. Like I said, if you're Irish, I love Thomas O'Brien. He was really cool. Like I said, they asked me. They're like, well, is it okay if we take your home name as our last name or whatever? Can we be Thomas O'Brien or whatever? I mean, the Irish, they asked me. And some of them would say, "Oh, Brian," or Briley or whatever. Like I said, I love the Irish. I love you, Irish. Like I even loved the Chinese. I loved all my people. I loved the Germans too, and the Indians, and I loved my people. And I said, I am, Anyway, they built my ships. They created all my stars. They put the star above the Kremlin and everything else like that. Like I say. And my 1.5s, my exoskeletons, they were all good life forms, you know? And yes, like I say, yes, my Irish people tend to drink. A bunch of people came to me and said, the Irish people are drinking too much, blah, blah, blah. It's like, so they drink. They work really hard, though. I said, I defended all my Irish people. I defended my people, my Ireland people. And I say, I love them. They worked my slate quarry and everything else. And like I say, too, when they were trying to say that it was slavery and blah, blah, blah. And my Irish workers at the slate quarry were like, no, 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 we were paid. We weren't paid much, but we were paid. Anyway, though, I love my Irish workers. They went to bat for me. They would strike for me. They would do this for me. They would do that for me. They were great, great people. I love them. I hated that Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon was trying to control them or whatever. Jimmy Hoffa. It's like, leave my people alone. My people. They're my people. Like Godney, Admiral Rodney. Like, who the fuck is he? It's so annoying. Like, I had beautiful ships. My Marvel ship. I wish I could see my Marvel ship. I wanted to see it so badly. Like I said, Richard Nixon or John McCain or someone, they sat in one of my cars and they said, I want this for myself. It was like in my Titanic. I was having all my cars shipped over on the Titanic 2, or the Titanic, basically. And one of the, whatever, people sat in one of the cars. And, like, there's this girl. Like I said, I can explain the whole situation to you. They found the car and there's blood all over the car. He killed the girl. And he was like, I want this for myself. Like, he tried to have sex with her and she defended himself. And I think he stabbed her. And, like, the blood soaked through to onto the seat. And, like, she bled out right there. And then they were caught trying to throw the body overboard. It was like Jimmy Carter or Richard Nixon or JFK. Basically, they were trying to throw the body off the ship, and one of my stewards caught them on the Titanic. Like it was on the Titanic voyage back, basically. And the story I heard was basically this guy. He sat in the car, and he said, and he was looking around. The girl was behind him in the car, messing around or something like that. And he said, "I want this for myself." And like he tried to have sex with her, and she defended herself, something like that. And he stabbed her right through the chest into the heart, or something like that. It was a great big huge Bowie knife, or something like that. And she bled out all over the seat. And and they're like, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" And I forget exactly who it was. I think it was one of the Chinese workers or whatever. They're like, "There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong." And people were looking for her and stuff like that because they knew she went down there with him. And then they were caught trying to throw the body off the ship. Like they were trying to throw the body off the ship, and one of the stewards saw them and reported it to the captain or something like that. And like I said, my Japanese or someone, they were gonna grab him, and I think a firefight ensued or something like that. I don't really know. Like something went wrong on the Titanic, basically. That's why they're like, secret act, secret act. Be quiet. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. It's like, what do you mean don't tell anyone? It's my fucking ship. What the fuck happened on my Titanic? White Star Line's ship. Like I said. So anyway, so that's the story I heard. And they got one of the submarines down or something like that. Or they got one of the submarines to come closer or something like that. I don't know. They're going to blow up the ship. I don't really know. Like I said, I heard some things about what happened to my Titanic, and I was pissed. Anyway, though, I don't really know. Like I said, that's why the American Secrets Act. Like, what do you mean the American Secrets Act? Like, which president do I have to shoot? Which leader? Just give me a name. John McCain, I guess. Well, I could definitely kill him. He tried to walk into my in my DC building wearing nothing but a Speedo. So definitely pop him off. Richard Nixon, he probably should have been killed, but if he, I kind of let him, if he spilled the beans, or, and I didn't spill the beans, but I mean, told the whole story on everything, right at everyone else, then I would let him off, let him live. Like I said, the Germans came in to find him, basically, and surrounded him pretty well. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's a whole lot of life forms out there, Rodney or Godney, Rick Bash, Jehovah's Witnesses, like, you can pretend to be a church, you can pretend to do this, you can pretend to do that, but like I say, you're not alone. Even if you do control all of America or all of the world, like it's like that. This is one planet. There are 400 or 120 other planets that knew of me, and then there's the 250,000 exoskeleton worlds as well, and then there's also the 14,000 1.5 worlds. So. And then, of course, there's the acid life, which may or may not know me. And then, of course, there's also the other life forms. So, like I say, I don't really care. Like, it's like, well, it's like this. I built about 800 galaxies, or 80 galaxies. Some great number of galaxies. I lost count, basically. I built suns and planets and all kinds of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Then when I got to a certain point, I was like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to go take a vacation or just go wander. I had built a lot of different civilizations, a lot of different planets, a lot of different stars, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go on vacation, just go wander around. So, because I figured, well, that's enough. That's a lot of room for everyone, and that should be enough for people to mess around with. So then I went on vacation. Just started wandering the galaxy, inventing, doing whatever, basically just being by myself. And then eventually people would come to kill me. Like I say, I don't really care. It's a long, long history. Go ask somebody else. But basically, the Congress is shit. The American president is shit. They've always been shit. It took us a long time to figure out the fact that how shitty and pathetic they really were. Basically, someone named Papa, some black guy wandering around with drugs and a white fur coat and a black cane with a lion's head on top is shit. That's why he's shit colored. Like I said, at one point in time, I made black people start to lose their hair and go bald because I was pissed at them. It's like, those were my wishes and my desires, and like that, they happened. I also had people start working on hair plugs and stuff like that to implant hair in people's skulls. So, anyway, as a lot of time had passed. Anyway, like I say, you just have to deal with the effect of basically my anger. I was very powerful and very angry. I still am. So, anyway, like I say, I am your creator and your lord. I am the owner of Ellis Island. I'm Lusifer Star. And the people around me just have to deal with that fact. I don't really care. It was a long time ago. And yeah, I did a lot. So, anyway, I had to get angry at quite a few different people that were very, very, very bad people. And also torture about 30 JFK clones. And want them tortured as they're shit and pathetic. I said the black people or someone had basically convinced, or basically JFK thought he could do whatever he wanted. Along with Richard Nixon and Jimmy Carter. They thought that they could do whatever they wanted, kill whoever they wanted, and basically do whatever they wanted. And that very, very, very much angered me. They thought they could treat anyone the way they wanted. They thought they could just call someone a spy just because. And they could not. This very greatly pissed me off. And angered me to such a point I demanded their head on a platter. Not to mention the fact that they were inside of my White House and lying about it. And then, of course, there's a torture of about 50 Chinese workers, or gardeners, as well as 25 or so German gardeners as well that were working around my White House. Like I said, there used to be a Chinese or a Japanese, Asian, and German gardening staff at the White House. And what happened to them? Well, they were tortured and killed by someone in the White House. So, anyway, these facts very much angered me and pissed me off, as it was my house. And somebody else was at the White House trying to pretend like they were LS or Lucifer Star. They were not. They are not. They never have been. They never will be Lucifer Star. Nor have any relation to me or my money. So, anyway, just like Abraham Lincoln trying to adopt me and say that I was his son, and therefore, after my death, he was entitled to my holdings and my money. He was not. He is not. He was some guy that was modeling some clothes for me in Paris and a piece of shit, and apparently he found out how much money I had. I said, he was a pathetic loser. Anyway. A lot of people thought they could just make up rules or whatever in my country of America. Or say that after my death that they were taking the reins. It's like, no, they are not. No, they did not. No, they will not. Anyway, I'm angry. He's angry. Like a lot of the people out there just living a good life and doing whatever would be like, when they found out about me and stuff like that, it's like, they do their job. And like the Irish would say, we do our job and we do it well. And nothing bad happens to us. It's like, exactly. And you're paid very well for it. And I'm very proud of the Irish. Yes. Lots of pictures. Like I said, I was really proud of my Belfast people and my Irish workers. Great, great, great crew. Like, there are lots of my crews that I was very proud of. It's like I was like, yes, go Irish. Yes. I love my Irish. Hugs and snuggles. You guys were the best. So, they're a very good crew, like I say. Even my German crews were really good. And I had other crews, my English crews as well. I mean, I had pilots. I had lots of people that just did their job and did it really well. And I was very proud of them. I was so proud. They're really good people. Anyway. So whatever. A lot of nightmares would happen. A lot of things would happen.